Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm only going to be doing a simple set using candy apple and elf, and it's going to be exactly the same on every single finger. So I'm going to start off here with candy apple, and just put a very thin layer over all of these nails and blend it down. So today's video I've left in real time because I think sometimes when I speed it up it does look like I'm touching the skin a lot and things like that. And there's been a comment recently on one of the Facebook pages that I'm a member of YouTubers not giving the best example. So I just wanted to talk through why I've become a nail tech and what my channel is all about, really, because the comment that came out saying about you shouldn't be touching products with skin and things like that, I totally 100% agree. You shouldn't. It's like the first thing they teach you when you do start doing nails, which I did on my course, is not to do it. Now I don't always lucky enough to be a top nail tech that can do perfect application every single time. I've only been doing this for a couple of years, so every now and again I do slip up and I do get product on the skin. And I have said many a times in my videos that you shouldn't get product on the skin, but I just wanted to talk a bit about how I got into nails. And I used to just go to a nail salon in our town centre, and it was one of these that puts the nails on in about 15 minutes top. If they could do it in 5, they'd do it in 15 minutes top. And they'd use e-files on your natural nail. They would get product all over your skin. I'd end up coming back with cut cuticles. They use the same file on everybody else. And I got fed up of getting my fingers cut all the time. And it only used to be like a acrylic overlay and a gel polish on top, and they used to charge an absolute fortune for it, in my opinion anyway. But yeah, I got fed up of getting my fingers cut, and I got fed up because I'd had quite a few snap and pop off, and I thought, why am I paying all this money for somebody else to do my nails? Why don't I just do it myself and see if I can save a bit of money? So that is how the dream started, as it were, how I wanted to start with nails. I've just turned 50 this year, so I started when I was 48. So it's a bit, people say, do you really want to start and banking on a new career at that age and things like that? I'd been working in a factory. I did 29 years in a factory. I've left there now, but at the time I was working in a factory on shifts, and I absolutely hated my job, if I'm being honest. I used to love it. I used to really love it. And then I got to a point where I absolutely hated it. I hated the shifts. So I saw, once I got into wanting to do my own nails, I thought, this is something I could do instead of these horrible shifts and get out of this factory. So I bought a course. Now, I've got my own house. I've got bills to pay. I can't afford to go to college and do a course. So I bought a course online. And like I said, I've got no nail tech friends, so I hadn't, any advice from any nail techs or anything like that. This is just something that I thought, I wouldn't mind doing this. I wouldn't mind giving this a go. So I went on Google. I come up with a few companies that did online courses, and I decided in the end to go with Essential Nails. I'd read a couple of their reviews of, other people that have done courses, and everybody seemed to be really pleased with them courses. So that's the reason why I chose them. So I bought this course, which I think I paid about £500 or something for it. And I started working on it at home. Once I got all the products through, I suddenly realised that it wasn't as easy as it looked. You know, I'd seen these nail techs do it and thought, oh God, why aren't I doing this? This looks easy. But, you know, once I started doing it myself, I realised it wasn't easy. So I worked at it and worked at it and worked at it, and I sent my work off a few times and it didn't meet the grade, so I sent it off again. You know, I didn't give up. I still kept going for it. And then eventually I passed. But in the meantime, I did start, because a lot of their courses as well, a lot of their videos you can find on YouTube. So it's like search YouTube. So while I was searching for their videos to get their advice, I come across all the other YouTube videos, you know, and we all know who they are, don't we? The Liz Gill, Tracy Lou, Charlotte. Of course, I watched all those. And I started to see that the main products in these videos, the videos I liked, were CJP. So once I qualified, I did start buying CJP product, and I find it really easy to work with. I enjoyed working with them. I enjoyed all their products. I thought they were really good. Well, I do think they're really good products. So I've sort of become just CJP, using all their products. So yeah, that's how I got into nails, just by doing it that. And I started just doing like friends and family and friends of friends. You know, I didn't like sort of throw myself into it as a business. I carried on working in the factory. And then a time come last year where I thought, you know, I'm just not enjoying my job anymore. I just hate it. I've been doing acrylics now, been doing this for, I'd say about, well, I'd passed a year before, so I'd been doing it for about 18 months. And I thought, you know, it's time to take the plunge, back in the shift work. Let's do nails. So yeah, I've got my own home salon set up. I started doing nails, like I said, friends and family, word of mouth sort of thing. I don't advertise too much, because I'm still finding my feet sort of thing. I'm still learning my trade and getting, you know, techniques underneath my belt and things like that. So I do stick to just a few clients. When this whole COVID started last year, and work sort of dwindling off a little bit, I did go back into a factory as a temp with the intention of just, you know, getting a bit of money in and doing nails in my spare time. And luckily it was a good move, because everything shut down and I became furloughed through the agency, which was a lifeline for me, because otherwise I wouldn't have had anything. I wouldn't have had no money whatsoever. So it's a bit of a lifeline having that furlough. I've since gone back to that factory, and I've decided now to stick with it for a good while. It's money in the bank at the end of the day. It's a bit of security, and because it's not shifts anymore, I'm working days now, and the hours are absolutely ideal for me to do that job and my nails and still get a good amount of clients through the door. So I'll stick with it for a bit, certainly until all this COVID has died down a little bit. But yeah, going on to my YouTube channel, when I started doing this, the reason why I started doing it is because I read a comment somewhere on Facebook, and I can't remember where the comment was, but I read a comment of somebody saying that when they first started up, what they did was they recorded themselves and watched themselves back, and then they could see, you know, from another perspective of how they were working. So I thought, oh, that's a really good tip. I'm going to try that. So that's what I did. I recorded myself. And then I had the idea, shall I put it, you know, because there's a lot of storage in videos. I thought, where do I store all these videos? I want to see my progress, because I could see when I started recording myself that I was changing the way I was doing things. So I decided to come up with a YouTube channel. Now, I've always called this channel a progress channel. I've never ever called it a tutorial. People that have been with me for a while know that this is a progress channel. I started it up simply to track my sort of nail development sort of thing. There's a few things that I've improved on quite a lot, and I can tell from the beginnings. There's other things that I still really need to work on, and I can't quite get under under grips. And part of that reason is because I did an online course, I missed out on the one-to-one sort of, somebody there saying, oh, it would be better if you did it like this, or hold your brush like this, and those sort of things I've missed out on by doing an online course. Not that I regret doing an online course, because it was the right course for me at that time. But certainly once all this COVID has died down, I will be looking at getting some one-to-ones with other nail techs. Even, I mean, we've all got the big names, haven't we, that charge for it. But I wouldn't mind just somebody local. Somebody local to me who's been doing nails for a while, who would quite happily sit down with me and say, look, this is where I think you can improve, this is where I think you can do better, because it is important to keep that training up and to keep developing as a nail tech. So, this comment that was on Facebook saying about, not learning off YouTube is right in one respect, but in the other respect, I just learnt the basics. I just learnt how to put an acrylic on a nail and put gel polish on top, and that's all that course taught me. I've learnt all this sort of technique and this sort of design work through watching YouTube. I found CJP through YouTube. So YouTube has got, in my opinion, a really big role to play in nail techs. You get to watch other people. Now, the channels I'm subscribed to, who I like to follow, are like me. Small channels, haven't got a lot of following, and I like to see their development. I like to see how they're progressing through their journey as a nail tech. I mean, I've watched a video not so long back where somebody was doing one of those French lines and the lines was all wonky, but I don't hate them any less or gonna stop watching them any less, because to me they're showing me their human side. They're showing me that we're all human, and we all do things that we look at and think, oh, we should have done this and we should have done that. They are learning the same way as I'm learning through my channel. So by saying don't watch these channels, I think it's a bit of a shame, because it's nice to support other nail techs. I do believe that. I do believe that I'm getting a lot of support off nail techs on here when they comment and say things. I feel the support from that. I feel the love from that. And, I don't always get to watch and comment as much as I'd like to, because I'm back working now in a factory, so I don't get to watch. And, I only tend to watch the shorter videos now because of time. But I certainly don't want to see perfect nails all the time, perfect nail techs doing perfect nails, because I know I can't live up to that, and that makes me feel I can't think of the word, but I like to watch real people doing real nails, and I can relate to that. I can relate to them. I can relate to what they're saying, and that's what I want, and that's what I want out of my channel. I want to keep it real. I want to keep it the way it is, really. Where if I'm do a bad set, like I did a couple of weeks ago, I did a bad set. My acrylics was running everywhere, so I was touching the skin. I was trying to mop it up, but that was one bad example. I didn't want to cut that out, because I don't want my channel to be perfect. I don't want it to be perfect application all the time. I want to show my bad days as well as my good days. Admittedly, I get more bad days than good days, but I'm hoping in the future that will change. But by showing my bad points as well as my good points, it's something for me to look back at, if nothing else. Now, I don't push my channel. I don't put it all over social media and say, oh, come watch me, come do this, come subscribe to me. I love the fact that people are subscribing to my channel. I love the fact that people are finding my channel, subscribing to it, without me pushing it, because that just makes me feel like I'm doing something right if people are seeing it. Whether I am or not, that's, other people's opinions. But I just wanted to have a bit of a rant and explain everything today, why this channel is the way it is. And I 100% agree. If you're going into nails, you need to get proper training. You need to follow all the health and safety, not touching your skin. I totally agree with all that. But I do think the comment was a bit rude. I do think that comment didn't do anything for nail techs like me, who are just starting out, who want to you know, track our progress and things like that. And, you know, it could have been said in a nicer way. What she said was spot on, absolutely spot on, right, but she could have put it a bit more politer. That's just my opinion. That's the way I feel about it. But yep, anyway. So when I'm working, I do raise my hand, as you can see. I've got it on top of one of this little glass vase, because when I used to watch my videos back a long time ago, if you've been with me for a while, you used to see I had my hand flat on the bench and my towel was there, and it did look like I kept putting my hand in the towel, which isn't good and it isn't right. So I decided to lift my hand up, so it is, you know, I am showing people that I'm not touching that towel anymore. I am a bit of a messy worker, I know that. That's something I need to work on. I know that. But at no point do I put my hand in the dirty towel. I just want to make that clear. I do not get product on my skin if I can help it. If I do it by accident, then I mop it up. And I wash my hands at the earliest opportunity to make sure that I get all that product off my skin, because it is not good to be on your skin. So I just wanted to explain a few things today and have a little bit of a rant, and I'm nearly at the end of the video. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Apologies for the rant if you haven't enjoyed me listening going on, but I just felt like I needed to say something. See, my dog isn't agreeing with me. But I say hello to all the new subscribers that have subscribed to me in the last week. Jerry, quiet. You know, my channel isn't always about ranting, by the way. I do like put on a lot of nails. And you know, so thanks for subscribing. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and share some love in the comments. And I will look forward to speaking to you really soon in the next one. So, bye-bye.